Good morning. It's Thursday. It's 10 a.m. You are now live, it says in the studio. So, hello on Facebook, hello on YouTube, hello on LinkedIn. This is Blabbing for Britain with Stephen, and it looks like we have Peter here as well. Yo, we're live, Peter. So, we're just one short at the moment, just waiting for Mr. Upton to arrive, we hope. Nothing on Messenger, so
Okay.
must be on his way. Okay, so we've 15 seconds. Ready, steady, almost, go. Go. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, you won't believe this, you being an accountant. I was nearly late because I'm obsessed with spreadsheets just now. Obsessed. And I never thought I'd ever be obsessed looking at these spreadsheet things. They can give you so much knowledge, so much information.
Yep. So your man's still with you, working away.
Well, I've signed a 6-month contract, and I'll tell you something. I hope he's not listening. No, do you know what? It's been one of the best things I have ever done recently. For
Right.
a long time.
Yeah.
Because too many people go into business. I was one of them, and you just go with the flow. You don't watch I do but you just flow, come in, come out. But once you sit down and know every price that you pay out, every price that you take in, where that came from with the marketing. For instance, I'm just looking at my Google business profile there.
Yeah.
And downloaded it. You just a click and they give you a spreadsheet of how many people called from it, right? People might go on it, and same with Google My Business and the pay-per-click. So I'm watching all that, and I never thought I would be interested in it. The information I have got recently is unbelievable.
Amazing. Welcome to the show. This is Blabbing for Britain, episode 363. Wow. Okay, and we don't know where John is. Hopefully he will arrive. Until he does, I'm just going to bring a picture in. Just let me sort this out. I need my glasses, Peter. I need to see what's going on. So let's go over here.
Kind of wear mine all the time now.
I only need them when I've got close work to do. Okay, so there we have it. There is Salisbury Cathedral. And it'll go like that. Okay, now, one of the biggest problems we have at the moment, Peter, is tomatoes. It's not the end of the world, but we've no tomatoes, have we?
I've got tomatoes, but I've stopped eating them because of what I eat. And no, they've got lectins in them, which are, So I've been reading up on things like that, little things like that I take notice of now. Because Sheila says, "You're not eating the tomatoes." I said, "No, I've got lectins in them. There's something in your lining." All that sort of stuff. Yeah, but no, it's not because of Brexit, I'll just let you pre-warn you about that.
That's why I want to talk about it, because we've got two views in our house. One says Brexit, and the other says it's just circumstances.
It's got nothing to do with Brexit. It's because of the two countries that we mainly get from. There's a problem there. It's not the transportation of them. It's got nothing to do with it. I think they've had a bad summer, bad season.
Yeah, the weather it's Morocco, isn't it? Good morning, John.
Morning, John. Okay, he's still coming in. But no, I don't. Look, everybody's got to stop blaming Brexit for everything that happens. If we can't get through that or anything like that. But what did I say a few years back? I said one day there'll be rationing.
Well, we do have rationing for certain fruit and veg at the moment, including cucumbers.
So where does restaurants come in with that if they're wanting their quota? That's
don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, apparently it's
What
going
we'll
to.
do, we will eat other things instead. But we'll learn to eat other foods, vegetables that you don't like, that don't sell much.
Okay, including Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
It's till the end of March. I mean, there are many factors involved. Horticultural expert can help us too when he's finished fettling.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened, but I turned the machine on. I looked into here, and then I could hear about 8 voices all going at the same time, and a load of. It had obviously restarted overnight, and a load of Facebook videos and YouTube's all started to play again.
Oh, okay.
They were all gone now, so
You're not hearing voices anymore.
no.
How about tomatoes though?
Tomatoes. Well, there was some in Lidl yesterday, but they weren't rationing them because there weren't that many to ration. There were none in Aldi, so there it is. We have to grow our own. I'm going to sow my tomato seeds today. So see what we can grow ourselves.
That's part of the problem, isn't it? The costs of doing things have been so high that farmers have put off sowing seed.
Yeah, well, in Essex, there's a place known as the Cucumber Valley, with miles and miles of glass houses. And because the cost of heating the glass houses was ridiculous, they have not grown any winter crop this year.
Yeah. So perfect storm. As Peter said, the weather in Morocco and in Spain. Our growers not growing anything. Yeah.
But some have been coming in from Kenya. Yeah. And places like that. But obviously they're not set up to serve this market on a regular basis because they grow mainly flowers for the UK and beans in Kenya.
Okay. Now, I'll just say to the younger people here that are listening in, during World War II, there was real rationing. Let me tell you, we've never had it so good. I tell you, because if you go on World War II rations, you will know about it. Correct, gentlemen?
It didn't finish till 1950 something, did it? Was it 58 before rationing finished?
And you'll be the healthiest you've ever been, because I looked at my aunts and my mum when they were all young women during the war, and they were very streamlined, very attractive women. Then a few years later, they made up for it and ate everything they could.
So meat was rationed until the early 50s, and rationing finished totally in 1954. Thank you, Mr. Google.
Yeah.
But no, so that'll be real rationing. Then you'll know about it.
£0.5 pound of butter a week for a family.
Yeah. I use that in one day.
Yeah, so that cooking you do, Peter.
Yes, I enjoy my cooking, you know, and yeah.
And we say good morning to a tower who's watching us. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. A tower Ramen. Right, sorry, apologies for that.
Celia came out of hospital. Celia came out of hospital and she's home from Tuesday. Her kidneys went down to 18% functionality last Tuesday.
Yeah.
And until Sunday morning, she was continuously on a 1 litre drip. Things are not great because hair's falling out in clumps now, and she's not really very happy about that.
So tell me, John, do they get the kidneys functioning again up?
Just dehydration causes the non-functioning. And the dehydration is a byproduct of the poison they stick in your arm when
right. Well, it's
so we've seen the consultant, and she's having another treatment tomorrow, but they're reducing the strength of it by 25%. It is definitely the lump is definitely going down, which is the most important thing. Yeah.
Very good.
We went to A&E. I think I told you guys went to A&E. She was in A&E from 3:30 until 8:30 the next morning. She got a byproduct of the treatment is also a thing called mucositis, which is where all things break down in your mouth, your tongue swells, your throat swaps, etc. That was why she couldn't drink. So 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. But we know much more now what to look out for and how to ring the helpline if we have anything we notice, as opposed to being reluctant to ring the helpline. So we just got to keep watching and keep going.
Yes.
That's well, at least she's home.
Yep. So it's back tomorrow at 9 o'clock for roughly 5.5 hours while they drip the poison into her arm. Now, Stephen, we went to Stratford upon Avon. And when we came back past the old farm.
Oh, wow. Graham Farm. Yes, that's nearly 11 years ago now.
What was there?
It's where Stephen used to live before he
was it?
To,
yeah, I lived outside Stratford for 12 years. Yes.
It's like a bungalow, wasn't it, on the farm? I'm trying to remember. I've only been there once, so
yeah, it started off in basically it was a bungalow. Amazing place to live, just on the riverbanks and out in the middle of nowhere, definitely. And
we had a railway line, but it was a hell of a walk to the railway station.
Well, yeah, it was, but it was all downhill going to the station. It was just coming back uphill. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Because the train went straight into Birmingham, which was brilliant. And a couple of times I actually went on the train to Birmingham. Then I went out to a client's on another train. Just for a change.
And then we went past the pub as well. So we came back via Aston Countlow.
Yeah.
Well, I got a call Tuesday from my nurse with my results. Peter, well done. You've managed to stay kind of perfect with your diabetes for 2 years now. So that's good.
Good.
And then she says, your blood pressure's high. You're going on a tablet. And then she says you're getting a tablet for your kidney because I've got too much protein in my kidney. And she says, we'll just put you on this little tablet to start with. Do you know, so I was so happy. And then I found out I'm getting more tablets. My cholesterol was up too, so I'm going on from 5 milligrams of statins to 10. Now, that's a big problem, gents, because the last time statins are involved, it sends you through the roof with cramp sometimes, and it is horrible. It is one of the worst, horrible. You have to jump out of bed, and your legs are like just they're locked, and it's sore, and not good. So there you go. Age 63, thinking I was doing well, then I get extra tablets for different things. Life's not fair.
Does that mean a change of diet, Peter? Less protein?
I'm not sure. I try to get. I've got protein in my kidney or something. I'll have to look it up, and it gets. I've got a doctor relative. He might explain it to. I'm just not sure regarding too much protein in your kidney. So it's maybe the start of something. I don't know. Sick.
Well, We've learnt a bit about kidneys. Her kidney functionality was back up to 69% and now is in the mid-70s. Nobody ever has 100% apparently, and 80% is pretty average and of functionality and fairly acceptable.
Okay. I'm going to put a public announcement out for anybody that's looking in. If you are maybe overweight and you're not diabetic yet, please take it seriously. Because I got diabetes in 1992. And oh, how I wished I'd never got it now. I really do. So all I'm saying to you is don't become diabetic now. Have a check. Go and get a check. Boots or your local chemist, I think, does them. Go and check what you are in that way. And then, because I've seen so many people going, yeah. And then they phone me, hey, Peter, I'm diabetic. As I told you, you would be. And a lot of it is down to obesity by your lifestyle, a lot of processed food. Has an interesting fact. There was Indian tribe up in Canada. None of them had diabetes, okay? Until a store was opened. And then they started to get processed food in cans and everything. And within a very short time, some of them started to become diabetic. All because a local store went in and they were selling processed food. So eat natural food where you can, where it's not processed. Cook from scratch if you can. Here endeth the lesson.
Okay. Yeah, cooking from scratch I think is the way to go.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got fresh produce from the allotment.
Yeah. I mean, I am so lucky that Sheila's a good cook. And the girls said to me on my club, they said, oh, are you coming into the cooking? I says, no, I've no time. I'm so busy with my work now and other things. Yeah. And Sheila does batch cooking for me, and it's fantastic, Now, another announcement. My singing partner had the audacity to say to me, I'll come and meet you Thursday and we'll get all things arranged. And I says, I can't meet you Thursday. I says, I'm pre-booked. I've been pre-booked for 6 years. So, gents, it's the only day you could manage. I says, can't meet you. You're privileged.
We are. We know that. Blabbing for Britain rules. Right. Anything else going on at the moment? Just trying to. Just to shout out. Part of our lives, my life has been football. Part of that has been Mr. John Motson, who is quite probably one of the best football commentators ever, John.
Has he died?
He has, yes. He died today.
Because I know Dickie Davis has died as well.
Yeah.
Dickie Davis. Did you know that Dickie Davis used to be a Cunard steward?
No.
Yeah. And he wore one curler. I know the woman when used to put curlers on their hair. He wore one for the front.
Yep.
But yeah. How old was John Watson then?
Yeah. Martin has left
John
us.
Watson.
It was. I just had a quick look. He was 77.
You forget about that. He had a young voice, did he?
He just had an amazing knowledge of football.
Aye.
And the presentation skills better than anybody.
Yeah. You're never sure. I had this guy who was in my association. We done a course with him, health and safety, and everything. Wanted to help him up because he'd left the association, been in pest control, and he started his own little business in November. He disappeared. And I said, text him, where are you? Well, he'd been lying in hospital in a coma. And he actually phoned me. He said, Peter, I'm lying in hospital. Once I get out, I'll remember. Unfortunately, he hasn't come back. He's passed away. Not old either.
No.
You know? Absolutely shocking. Shocking. I think he was in his 55 or something, you know? So it's made me think, anybody that wants to buy a pest control business in Aberdeen, give us a call. I need to enjoy my life.
Yes, in Motson retired in 2018. I've just read his obituary.
Okay.
Yeah, he did his Crystal Palace match and then
packed it in.
Retired. Yeah. Indeed.
What a beautiful picture.
Do you know where this is? It's not Devices.
It's
on Birmingham.
Nope.
No, it's not Birmingham. It's too pretty to be Birmingham.
Right.
And it looks very too wide to be a canal, so it looks
nice.
like a river.
But it is the water. If you carry on walking on that path, you will come to Devices.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's in the south.
Thames, where the canal joins the Thames.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have a regatta?
Oh,
well, it Devices to Westminster thing, don't they?
Yeah, but this particular town, this is not Henley and Arden. It's which is where I used to live.
Thames, then.
It's Henley on Thames. Yes. Right. Okay. Bonus point. Yeah. Beautiful place. Yeah.
As a matter of interest, Stephen, have you got a YouTube channel for yourself when you're walking and everything?
Not a separate channel, Peter. I just got the it's all in one, all clumped together with different sets of videos. So it's a Blabbing for Britain set.
Do you hashtag it?
I don't do anything with it, Peter.
It's amazing because
it's just there.
I've just been watching people in YouTube are making a fortune with everything that they do. I watch people going to Pakistan and India and everything, just traveling the world.
Oh yeah.
And they're making thousands. And I just thought if you kind of hashtag Devices, and because you watch me when I do my walks, but I don't use YouTube for it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just people going about talking about, I mean, we've got a guy who I know used to be a speaker, well, he still is, and a comedian, used to be a maths teacher, still is, I think. But he talks about Scotland with kilts on and everything. And they're very good. And he's getting a big following. It's just a thought, because if you had a separate channel, Stephen's Walks or something, you might get a lot of money from YouTube, people watching these lovely canals and everything.
You can, well, yeah, a good idea, but you can only do so much.
I know, I realize that.
It's a question of focus. I mean, my focus is on Amazon Live 5 days a week, 4 p.m. in the UK, and on Be Live. Yeah, and I've got Go Studio coming up in March.
Okay.
So you just got to say, right, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Well, so, you know something, you're right, because my main focus now is my business. Sheila even seen a difference in me. She says, you've really changed recently. Now, I've never had a guru in my life. And you think you know it all. Yeah? But I brought this guy in, and I'm so glad I did.
Yeah.
Because it's made me waking up to everything, you know. And the mentors always said, get a mentor if you're a mentor. You know, have you guys ever had a mentor like that?
Not really.
No, the internet is my mentor, and Angelica, of course.
Okay, yeah. No, it's just interesting. And my biggest regret is not doing all this years ago. However, I wouldn't have got money with the COVID. See the money I got from COVID. I would have had to jump through a hoop. Then they say, oh, well done, but jump through this one. Oh, what about this one now? Oh, well done. This one, on you go.
I have the self-employed money for COVID. Not a huge amount, but
yeah.
the tax man caught up with me in January,
Right.
and I had to pay the tax on it in January.
Yes, it is tax deductible.
I had a much bigger tax bill in January than anticipated. I had the money. I'm always set to put money away for the tax man, but it was a shock.
I got some money back because I overpaid, because my depreciation in the vans I bought, I got it all back at the end of the year. And because I'd paid too much, I got a check. And I've just bought another van.
Another?
That's 4 vans now.
Wow.
And I'm getting low good. But my biggest problem, sorry to ignore him, the biggest problem, Google My Business. If you say you're operating, used to send you a postcard, but Google My Business profile now said you have to prove you're there. So I have to have a van and go to a street, film the street, film my van, film me taking out a piece of equipment before they'll approve you now. So I've got to have a van in Edinburgh. I've got to have a one in Glasgow, Dundee, and Edinburgh before I can get on Google Business.
Some vanity plates made up and then drive from place to place and just swap the plates on the car, on the vehicle.
What's vanity plates?
They're plates that you can get made on the internet, but aren't legal. To be illegal today, you have to take the V5C.
Yeah.
One yesterday, V5C. And that's the only way you can buy a legal plate today.
But because I'm going to be serving these areas, but it's such a pain in the butt. Why not just send a postcard?
Well, it's about quality and proof and reliability, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough about me. No, what I was just thinking, do you know I hate wearing glasses? But I'm just looking at this and boy, do I look handsome. I just got to tell you that.
You still look like Joe 90.
Beautiful skin and
you look like Joe 90.
Slim looking man.
Skin there.
Did I tell you about the lady that came up to me in the pub and with her husband said, "Wow, what a smart looking guy." Oh,
yeah, you did.
Oh, I did that. Okay.
You were proud of that.
I was. Right, come on now, what's this?
Well, do you recognise it? Well, you might recognise the lady, and especially because her name's behind her.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. So
she was
Noelle Benjamin had a new book out last year, and she was at the Henley Book Fair, and Angelica's daughter Katie and her partner Satish bought a book each, and there's the signing taking place. It was quite an enjoyable hour and a half. She's very good.
Can I tell you a story about books in Henley and Arden? You know that when I first started, I was a Busan instructor teaching mind mapping, speed reading, and all that sort of thing. Yeah. And Busan at the time, Busan's headquarters were in Henley and Arden, so I had to go on a course in Henley and Arden 3 days, and he proudly showed all of his books off. Yeah, and I walked into town one lunchtime because you have to sort your own lunch out. And I went into the bookshop, and lo and behold, there was a pile of Tony Busan's books, all reduced to £1 in his own town. And I took him one back with the pound sticker on and showed it to him. He did laugh.
Now,
it was in Henley, funnily enough.
This isn't about books. However, yesterday or the day before, do you know what I done? I done a little experiment. I needed a post to go out with an advert. So, or was it an advert? I put the post into GPT, see what it said. And then I put the same into Jounce. Guess which one I used?
Jounce.
Jounce.
Why? Yes, you're correct.
Because it's better. It's better.
It's
It
also
can't
going
be.
to be £30 a month, or $30 a month from next month.
Is it?
Oh, well, in that case, I can tell you that Notion, which is $5 a month, now has the AI text feature. $5 a month on Notion.so. I haven't tried it out yet. I only found out about it
I'm going to
yesterday.
wait to go on that website right now, actually.
Yeah,
Notion.so.
Yeah, $5 a month it is, and that's not just the only thing it does. Notion can organize your life. It keeps your notes. It is sort of a Swiss knife of
And
data
when
management.
the Office, they've got to release something built into Office now, haven't they?
Well, it depends how they get on with Bing.
A word function. Give me the topic, give me the keys, and I'll write your thing. Because they've got to survive, haven't they? Otherwise, people are going to stop buying Office.
That's it. It's a big battle. Google versus Microsoft versus whoever else wants to join the battle. And Jasper watching from the sidelines.
Okay. I'm
Peter?
actually signing on to it, guys. You keep chatting if you don't mind.
Okay. We will. Don't know about what though.
Talk about Burnley and the massive lead in
Well, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Starting to look confident. There are how many games left? There are only 15 games left, I think. Let's go sport. Let's go football. And tables. And then we want the championship. Championship. Okay, yeah, we're 12 points clear of Sheffield United. And 16 points clear of Middlesbrough, who are in third. So I've got to say, 33 games played, 13 to play. It is looking good. A couple of draws recently, but can't be perfect. I mean, they've actually won. They've won 20. Just a minute. What a record, eh? Played 33, won 21, drawn 10, lost 2. Lost 2 games.
And that was early in the season, wasn't it?
It was early in the season, yeah. They've been invincible since then. Yeah, so good season for the Clarets. And they'll be in the Premiership next year. And back on Match of the Day. Not that that's the big prize. The big prize is the money they get for being in the Premiership. Yeah, which is amazing. Burnley.
The guy that works with me now, my newest guy, he's a Claret supporter.
Good man.
Yeah.
Up the Clarets, UTC, up the Clarets.
From the Burnley area. He's from Burnley, actually.
Yeah, I'm from Burnley.
Yeah, but he's from Burnley too. Now, have you noticed my picture today?
It's bright blue, Peter.
Look at the bottom half.
Yeah.
It's bright blue. Yeah.
You look like a ghost at the bottom, and then you look like a real ghost above
That's
that.
the sun coming in Aberdeen. That's what that is, because I sit with the window facing me, and that's the sun coming in, and because I've got the house in front of me, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
it's not easy to work out which is the front and the back of your house, though, is it? Because the back's actually on the road.
Yes.
It's on a footpath.
It's a nightmare for the new postman, but where I stay, we don't use the front door. We use the back door, you know. And I've got, by the way, John, I've got to say thanks to you that my plug is working very well. But I bought a camera yesterday, and it didn't work because I've found out my router is 2.5 gigahertz. The router. with the Wi-Fi in the house. But the deco is 5 gigahertz.
Yeah.
Yes?
But your router's both. Your router will be both.
Well, it didn't work.
Well, maybe you haven't got it all switched on properly.
Well, it was. Because it kept saying, you're on, you need to switch Wi-Fi. Because it was 2.5 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz.
It's 2.4 and 5.
Yeah.
And you can have it set up so you have a separate SSID. That's the thing that you put in to identify the network for each frequency. And it's possible that that's what's been set up.
Right. I'll have to, I won't be able to do that. I'll have to get somebody to do that. But the thing is, why would it not work in 2.5 then? 2.4?
It's quite possible that one thing end is switched at 2.4 and the other end is switched at 5.
But the decos are 5.
But which does the deco have its own network identity?
I don't know.
Are you trying to connect it to the router's identity, not the deco's identity?
What I'm trying to do is the deco in here will be the signal for the. But having said that, I'm putting it outside now, so it can. I'm putting an outside camera in. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Anyway, my HAP app has worked with the plugs. Do you know what they are? Are they 5 or 2.4, John?
Sorry. Say that again. You broke up then.
Do you know our HAPO app? Yeah, that we use for the plugs.
Yeah, the Tapo app.
Is it Tapo? Beg your pardon. Right. Are the plugs 2.4 or 5? You know. Listen in, folks. You'll learn here. John will find out instantly.
The Tapo smart plug is compatible with all the wireless routers as long as the router supports 2.4 gigahertz.
Okay, well, that's fine. So I'll buy another camera for outside. And
yeah. So what make a camera for outside?
Well, I'm getting a Ring camera.
All right, okie doke.
And it's just a camera, but you can speak through it. You can set up an alert, and you can set up a.
Yeah, my son has both camera up above his door and a Ring doorbell.
Yeah, so I'm going to get that. It's because it's for. I'll tell you later what it's for actually. So yeah,
okay.
Something that Scotland's got but England doesn't, and that is this. That is
we've definitely got crime, Peter. So it can't be that.
Something that Scotland's got that we haven't got. Your air rifle license.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Now, speaking about, we might as well speak. Have you ever heard of Kate Forbes?
She's the SNP woman.
She's the SNP. I think she's the treasurer, and she's put her name in, right?
Yeah.
She's put her name in with the leader. There's a wee problem. Notice the word I noticed there was "we." Have you ever heard of the We Free Church?
No, but I.
Peter.
Well, wait a minute. John's speaking.
I can hear a background echo, Peter, when you're speaking.
1, 2,
3, 4,
5, 6, 7, 8.
I've got no echo.
No.
It's gone away now, Peter.
Okay, right.
Right.
So you notice the word that said we free, right?
Mm-hmm.
The We Free Church are up basically mostly northern Scotland, where she's from, okay? And they're ultra religious. And they really don't do anything on a Sunday, you know? And this may be one of our problems. They don't do anything on a Sunday. They try to stop the pubs in the islands when they opened up. They just don't do anything on a Sunday.
Well,
okay?
and they've got a set of beliefs, haven't they, Peter?
I don't know their beliefs, so I can't comment, but they are religious. They're Christian people.
Well, basically, she says she's in.
Can you just put me out for a moment, please?
Yeah.
We can, hang on a minute. I can.
John Upton.
Yeah.
Right, so John Upton's gone. Yeah, they have a set of beliefs, one of which she believes that they're in marriage, and she doesn't believe in sex outside marriage.
Correct, yes.
And how can you run a government when can you put your beliefs on one side? Yeah, if you're talking.
She said she's going to, but the problem already is the transgender problem, right?
Yeah,
and she basically really doesn't want to work on a Sunday, but if you're leader of a place, and so there may be some things. Nice enough lassie, actually, nice woman, 32-year-old. I think personally she's too young for it. A bit more experience, and basically, so that's Kate Forbes, right? A level-headed lassie, Christian beliefs, but she says she won't let it affect decisions. Now, the next one is Mr. Yusuf, I've forgotten his name, Hamza or something like that. Now, he was the transport secretary. Did you know that?
No. I mean, by not just politics.
Transport secretary got done for running about without car insurance. Okay. And I think he was he was going to sue a nursery because they wouldn't let his kid in as well, but he dropped that. And also part of the Named Person Act, I believe, as well, which is basically people watching kids and grassing their mums and dads up, all that sorts of things I spoke of. So that's now there's one lady, I don't even know her name. Do you know who it is, the third candidate? She's just appeared.
I only knew of the two. I don't know.
Ash Reagan.
Pardon?
Ash Reagan.
Yes. Have you got anything on her there? Because I've never heard of her. She might be the outsider.
Kate Forbes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ash Reagan, MSP. Ash Reagan began a Holyrood, not Hollywood, journey in 2016 after becoming the MSP for Edinburgh Eastern.
Right.
She was at one stage Minister for Community Safety.
Okay, right. So I didn't
known as the SNP rebel.
Why?
Because she resigned from the post over her opposition to the gender reform bill.
Now, see, there's the big problem. And it's also got a problem for Sir Keir Starmer. Because he hasn't rejected the gender reform. And that, as far as I'm concerned, was our First Minister's downfall. She couldn't come up with a definitive answer as far as I'm concerned. And that's why she's gone. And there'll be other things to follow, I'm sure. Now, the two things that's got to happen for the UK, right, is immigration fixed, illegal immigration fixed, the Northern Ireland Protocol fixed, and the gender situation fixed. And each party is losing votes because of one or other. I don't know if you've seen the Home Secretary's interview, did you?
No.
She had an exclusive with GB News, which you don't watch. And she had an exclusive 8 o'clock yesterday. And she said that it must be fixed. And she's threatened to come out of the EHCR. Okay? Now, the problem is, he said, if you don't come out of the EHCR, will you resign? She says, I'm not going to talk about resigning yet. I think what's happening, she's a very strong person, lawyer, her family were immigrants to this country, and she knows that they know if they don't stop this dingy situation and the protocol, they're finished. What say you?
Well, the latest development seems to be that 12,000 people who are applying for status will not be interviewed. Normally, everybody gets the chance for a one-to-one interview
Right.
with the civil service to decide whether they are eligible to stay here or not. Now they're just being asked to fill in a form. No personal interview, and this will speed up the backlog or remove part of the backlog, but they're not getting the chance to speak. They just have to write in English.
Right.
Fill in a questionnaire.
Ridiculous. Are they not getting interviewed of where they came from? Did they have offences? That is ridiculous. And that's what will lose them the election. Now, carrying on, I'm sorry. Do you know what's happening in Ireland at the moment?
Nothing.
Oh, you are wrong. You need to look into Ireland just now. I'm not going to say much more. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
But things are not very well in Ireland at the moment regarding the immigration status. And you think we got problems here? You want to see there. Are you aware in Northern Ireland, there's been a shooting?
A policeman, unfortunately.
A policeman, a detective, and I said to Sheila, I bet you it's because he was getting on top of illegal activity, basically. And that's what his story was. He was really putting the heat on them. He's been shot.
He's quite senior as well, Chief Inspector.
Yeah, and they got him coming out after a game of coaching with kids, and they shot him. Two gunmen shot him, and this is all during the Ireland Protocol, Northern Ireland Protocol, and they say it's called the New IRA. It's never going to stop, gents, no matter what.
Well, ostensibly in the next 2 weeks, they're actually going to impose an agreement. Rishi Sunak. He and his team are working towards sorting out the Brexit problem for Northern Ireland.
Right. Have they given any indication what's going to happen?
Well, according to somebody, he's taking the Theresa May approach.
Right.
So can't remember what that is, but he's going back in time to Theresa May's suggestions. And 100 Conservative MPs have said that should he attempt to do it, then they will rebel.
Yeah, and then he'll know what it's like to lose his cabinet, and somebody will say, Ricky, you have to go. And that's what's going to happen. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. And I'll tell you, Ricky, phone me, I'll tell you what to do. How's Pete's taking it, right? Anything that comes from Englandshire, Scotlandshire, Welshshire, it comes over, right, with a British stamp, goes to Northern Ireland, and they've got two routes. There's two routes. This is destined for Ireland, and this is destined for Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland goes free, and we'll be watching you. We'll take an APNR of your truck, and when it comes near the border, we'll know. Hey, Ricky, it's simple! Simple! End of!
Yeah.
Now, what did the nurse say to you that your blood pressure was too high? Bloody calm down, will you? The policeman was putting footballs into his car boot with his son stood next to him when he was shot.
Bloody awful.
He ran after them, fell over. Yeah. Somebody went to give him first aid and they shot him again while he was on the ground.
There you go. And I think it was more a crime-related thing because seemingly whatever they were doing, he was getting on top of it. You know?
It's still a terrible thing.
It is.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you about the policeman I met in Northern Ireland when I was there? An old policeman. And when they came into the Grand Central Hotel where I was, they had to unload their weapons. That's the height of the troubles. And the guy came in and I says, "Come on, unload your weapon." And he said, "Son, I don't carry a weapon." Every other copper did. He didn't carry a gun. That was one brave man. Yeah. Right. Okay, 10:51, guys. I'll let you get a turn in now.
It's our 9 minutes now.
It is. Well, I'll go first then.
Right.
All right. Okay. Now, I turned 70 yesterday. I don't feel any different. And my outlook is definitely positive after all the birthday wishes I got yesterday. I want to say thank you to everybody who commented and wished me happy birthday yesterday from around the globe. And this year, for the first time, all the comments were from people I connected with the last 17 years of networking. And we're talking about from Academy, from Empire Cred, from Blab, from Facebook Live, and from Amazon Live. So a wide variety of people, all of who become friends. And every birthday wish, because of what happened recently, was from a friend. So we had a great day yesterday. We went out to, Angelica took me out to Stonehenge, and we walked around Stonehenge, shot a video on Twitch, which nobody will ever see. It had bad audio because I forgot to take my lapel microphone. But we also enjoyed, and this was incredible, Stonehenge, the restaurant there has Stonehenge hot pot, and it's nearly as good as Lancashire hot pot. That's all I'm going to say. But yesterday was a great day. There were balloons all around the house, and Angelica's son and his partner came over last night. We're having a family weekend. I've spoken to my son in Australia. I've spoken to my son in Burnley, and let's just crack on being 70.
Well done, Stephen. You did see my comment, did you?
You weren't late.
All right, okay,
It was still the day. It was still the birthday. I'm going to reply to all the comments. I didn't get a chance yesterday. I was too busy. We're actually binge watching Happy Valley at the moment. We'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
So we're enjoying Sarah Lancashire in Happy Valley. And it's great to know that when something happens in Series 1, she's still going to be there at Series 3. It takes the suspense away.
I was going to... John?
Well, happy birthday, Stephen, because I didn't wish happy birthday online. It didn't really go online yesterday.
No, understandable.
So happy birthday. You mentioned something in your... Academy was where we met. You mentioned Empire Cred. Has that died? Do you know?
All I know is that Angelica goes on to Empire Cred every week to run a mission.
I haven't been able to log on to Empire Cred for months. Right.
Okay. Well, I might be out to date. I think it is disappearing. I think that'd be fair to say. Because the volunteer team behind it has started looking at creating an alternative. So if you're looking for something to do, John, not that you're not busy already, then writing an Empire Cred lookalike would be a mega challenge.
Even if you ask for a password to reset, you don't get any communication from them. So I've assumed it's died.
Yeah, it's a dead parrot. Peter.
Yeah, can I just say, talking about people, I got a scare yesterday. Somebody pinged me on Facebook with a camera, and they had bigger glasses than me. Who do you think it was?
It's Deirdre Barlow from Coronation
No,
Street.
he's gone.
No,
Stephen,
don't know, Peter. Don't know.
it's a little guy called Fraser Ramsey.
Oh, Fraser Ramsey.
He calls himself Apple Mint. I don't know why, right? But you see, you never just. Sorry, John. Just you never know. Sorry, you never know who you're going to meet, who may help you in the future. So you know that I am opening up in Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Edinburgh.
No. Yeah.
I had a chat. He knows a guy that's just left pest control. I had a chat with him. So I'm keeping his number. And if anybody phones him when I'm set up, you'll pass my name on. Fraser's going to take me around Edinburgh and show me the places. That's rich area. That's that. There's the industrial estates. He's got someone who may be interested in the job, but I am actually looking for someone who knows the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just never know, do you? And that's my contact in Edinburgh. And but where did we meet? Blabbing for Britain.
Edinburgh Dusters.
Yeah, Edinburgh Dusters. And he goes around places that get pest control because he's told me to see little boxes. I says, get the name in the boxes and get me the facilities manager name, and then we'll set up a database. Well, by the way, John, guy in Thailand has set up a brand new database for an area just a wee bit of South Aberdeen, where's industrial. It's great. I'm on fire. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm going to do the old-fashioned thing. I opened a card yesterday, an envelope. John, who do you think it was from? Come on, you know who it is, guys. Yellow envelope. No, it was a white one this time, believe it or not.
Yellow Pages?
No, Chris Cardell. You remember him?
You mentioned him before, but somebody we don't know in England.
No.
Yeah, well, Chris. No, he's in England.
Yeah, but we don't hear of him. He seems to do more work up your way than he does down ours.
No, not at all. He gives you a free book, which is very good. If you're Mark, look up Chris Cardell and get a free book. But he does all this stuff down in London, and you go to seminars. People go to seminars, and he's consistent. I won't go to seminars, but he's consistent, and I admire him for it. You know, keep going, folks. Don't give up.
True. Very true. Right, so I'm off to go and have some tomato soup, because you can get tomatoes in cans these days. You just can't get them on the store shelves.
Yeah.
You do know that you can buy a vegetarian version of tomatoes at Heinz tomato soup.
Vegetarian.
Run that by me again, John.
Right.
Tomatoes are vegetables, yeah?
No, yeah. It isn't it's what else is in there. Yeah. So when you go and open your can of tomato soup, it's got milk in it, it's got chicken stock in it, and various other things. So the version that's for vegetarians uses flipping egg palm oil instead of milk,
right?
Various other things.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. My mate's a vegetarian, and he's so fussy, and he reads the labels. If there's any gelatin or anything in it, he won't touch it. So we know what he eats now, and Sheila makes tomato soup and everything based for him as well, and me. And I've got my own tomato sauce now. We make our own tomato sauce, and so that's all the stuff. But you know what the thing I've made just recently, and I made it 90-second bread. Okay, have you ever been to McDonald's and you see like the muffin thing with bacon and egg in it?
Yeah,
that's McMuffin, it's called. Well, I make an equivalent of that with 90-second bread. It looks the same. I make a batch, put it in, take them out the night before, cut it through the middle, put it in the toaster. Then I have that with bacon. Lovely jubbly. And that's what I have. And I'm just thoroughly impressed with it. Nice and light.
Right. John, it's over to you.
There's a website you should have a look at. It's called the East Coast Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of quick bread and all sorts of things. He came second on MasterChef Canada.
Okay.
Now it's called the East Coast Kitchen, and that's the east coast of Canada, would you believe? Anyway, right, guys. So it's me at the seaside, pretend. Him up there enjoying the sun. We actually have got sun in Solihull as well.
Yeah.
And we've got our colleague who's looking forward to his tomato soup post this exercise. So we'll be here, same time, same place next week. Join us.